The zoning commission meeting for July 13th, 2022 at 6 p.m. Ascension Parish Courthouse is now in session. Roll call of members. All members are present with the exception of Commissioner Bailey. Staff introductions. Can I have staff introductions, please?
Jamaica Banker, Zoning Secretary.
Jerry Carey, Information Technology.
Spencer Long, Parish Attorney.
Jerome Fournier, Director of Planning and Development.
Eric Poche, Parish Planner.
Lance Brock, Zoning Official.
Thank you all. Item 4, we'll have the minutes for the June 8th, 2022 Zoning Commission meeting. Can I get a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion to approve by Commissioner Kluwat, second by Commissioner Miller. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes.
I abstained.
Okay. Let the record state that Commissioner Nasser has abstained on that motion. Item 5, Chairman's comments. Chairman has no comments this evening. Item 6, public hearing to amend the Ascension Parish Planning Development Code for the recommendation for the approval or denial of the to the Ascension Parish Council. Item A is zoning review PZ 288.26. Track E1 for Brickco LC, located on the north side of LA Highway, approximately 1,300 feet west of Airline Highway, to amend the Ascension Parish zoning map from rural to mixed-use corridor. At this time, do we have any presentation by the applicant?
Good evening. My name is Greg Biven. I'm here on behalf of Dorsey Development. We're requesting the rezone of this property. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have about the rezoning.
Okay. Do we have any questions, commissioners?
do.
Okay. Commissioner Viller?
Yeah, it says it's going to be a commercial, building, 10,000 square feet, something like that?
Yes, sir. It's a 10,640 square foot retail store.
Okay, can you give me an idea of the type of retail you're going to have there?
It'll be a Dollar General store.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. Real quick, we got to open up the public hearing, let the public meet, and afterward we'll call you up. So, Ms. Banker, have we had anybody sign up to speak for the public hearing?
Yes, we got one lady, but I don't think she wants to speak, so I'm just going to say her
Okay.
name. I'm sorry.
I didn't speak for it.
You want to speak? Okay.
Okay.
I have Miss Karen Jackson, and she's not in support. You could step to the microphone.
What is this for, the zoning for what kind of store?
It's a neighborhood retail store, a Dollar General store.
And it's going into a rural area where people homes are? Is this what this is?
Well, ma'am, if you don't mind, if you have questions, we can potentially answer them, but
Okay.
you can ask the commission.
Okay, I didn't know what was the letter about, but this is for a Dollar General, he's saying, in a rural area?
So the letter that you received, that is for a zoning change. So the applicant who owns the land has the right to request a change from the existing zoning, which is rural, to a mixed-use corridor, which is what they are applying for. The actual use that they're asking for is not necessarily up for what they can debate about or what is to be debated, but what their use of the land, the classification of that use is what we're here to discuss. If that makes sense.
It does.
Yes, ma'am.
But this is land that's in a neighborhood where people have had quietness, and now we got lots of traffic coming through it.
Mm-hmm.
So the rule is going to be now changed to,
They're requesting a change from rural
mm-hmm.
to a mixed-use corridor. That's the change in zoning that they are requesting.
Well, most people in this neighborhood feels that that is not what we want.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
because we already have lots of business already surrounding us.
Mm-hmm.
So we are against that.
Okay. Well, yes, ma'am. Thank you very much for
You're
your,
very
for your speaking. Okay. Ms. Banker, do we have any further comments?
No one else signed up.
Okay, we're going to close the public hearing. Sir, if you don't mind, come back and we'll open it up for discussion with the commissioners. So any further discussions?
I have some points that I would like to make. I was going to wait until a motion was made to bring this up, but I'll bring it up nevertheless. And this is not really a discussion from me or a comment from me relative to support or oppose. I want to make sure that everyone understands that when you do change a zoning, for instance, from rural to mixed use, it creates this quandary in that now this property, while the current developer has good intentions of developing a dollar store or some facility of that type, mixed use allows for a lot more intense uses and some very different uses than that. So once it's rezoned, if it is rezoned, then that property becomes available for those types of uses unless it is again rezoned. So I want to make sure that everyone is aware of that. It's not unusual. Virtually every zoning has this type of potential implication, but that alone shouldn't be reason to deny an individual an opportunity to develop his property. I'm only making sure that everyone is aware of that caveat or that quandary that we could end up in down the road.
Yes, sir. We are fully committed to developing a retail store on this space. We have a lease signed with Dollar General. We're a preferred developer for them, so we are fully committed in a binding agreement to develop this store. We have significant soft costs that we've invested in already to do a re-subdivision, surveying costs, testing. So we are fully invested in moving forward with this as a commercial.
I actually have a few questions. I'm pretty familiar with that area. Number one, is there already not a Dollar General store less than, that's a Family Dollar, so it's a competitor just right there in the city limits?
There's a Family Dollar down the road, yes, sir.
Okay.
Just up Highway 30.
There's a Dollar General right up the road though, too.
Right, and in Sorrento as well. So, so that is kind of strange that y'all are trying to put one so close, but that's neither here nor there. Number two, that area has always been prone to not necessarily flooding, but definitely holding a little bit more water. And with that proximity to the railroad tracks, have y'all surveyed it? And do y'all have a base flood elevation? Are y'all aware that we do have limits of fill brought in? And are y'all going to be able to achieve that type of height necessary for the codification for the flooring?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely. We've had the property surveyed. The property is Zone X. There was a small sliver that was Zone AE, but that's been redeveloped and that drainage has been moved to the back of the property. There are plans that were developed and all that work has already been accomplished. So.
And have y'all gotten permission from the railroad company to be right that close with that type of establishment?
No, sir. It was just standard commercial retail space.
Okay. Usually the railroad company wants some type of permissions or just buffer zone. So, and then question for staff: do we have any issues with traffic? If they have a certain amount of traffic counts, do we have any ideas what the traffic counts are looking like in that area?
No, sir, they would be required to do a traffic analysis.
Okay. And if they do have a traffic analysis that shows that there needs to be some type of mitigative effects, they are required to perform those effects before building?
It would be at the time of construction, so yes, sir.
Okay. My other question is that y'all do have different facades that y'all can put on these stores. Some of the general consensus of some members of our parish is we kind of get the lesser facade. Would you be willing to entertain going to a little bit more of a higher end facade for this, or is that something that's not within y'all's scope right now?
We could absolutely consider doing that.
I would
Sir.
recommend it.
Yes, sir.
It goes, that's a good area, and that would be something that would be a much more improvement.
Dollar General allows us some latitude, or they have some latitude in their architectural standards, so we could make some upgrades to the building.
Okay, not a problem. No, it's not appropriate for
I
me.
do have one question.
Commissioner Miller?
The entranceway will be on to Highway 30?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's really close.
Question for you, looking at this property, there's a pond there already on this property, if I'm not, so, is that gonna sit in front, I mean, where is this gonna sit position-wise on this property?
It's a small triangular piece. The pond itself is on Britco-owned property that is off of our site. We will do stormwater detention as needed to meet whatever requirements there are per the parish.
It's
Code.
off of your site?
Yes.
I'm showing it as one,
This is the site.
the little triangle corner
Mhm.
closest to the railroad track?
Yes, sir. So then across the street, there's a pond that's a
There's
family
another
pond.
pond, right.
And then to the west, that's the old Price LeBlanc pond.
It's gonna be here in the corner.
Mhm.
That's my concern. So your entranceway is only gonna be on Highway 30, not onto Airline?
Just on Highway 30, yes, sir.
I see that being a major traffic congestion problem.
Found on the north by the railroad track, so he has no connection.
He has no connection to airline.
Right.
You guys spoke with DOTD as far as how many entrances and whatnot you can do right there? I know it's pretty stringent, you know, they got some strip malls further down, and I know they got some pretty, you know, they don't want too many more entrances in and out different places, so
Yes, sir.
are y'all gonna have one entrance in and out, two entrances?
Yes, sir. Just
Just
a
one?
single entrance.
Okay.
And we will go through the full DOTD process. And my understanding is that a traffic impact study is required by the parish now regardless of whether it's on a state route. So we would do a traffic impact analysis, you know, through DOTD and through the parish, and whatever they recommend, that's what we'll do.
Understood. Any further comments by the commissioners or a motion?
I would like to make a motion that we approve the rezoning.
We approve we recommend to the parish council that for approval. Put it
Okay.
that way.
We got a motion by Councilman Nasser to recommend approval to the parish council. Do we have a second? We got a second by Councilman Varnado. Okay, we'll go to a roll call vote. All in,
Can I make some comments?
Yes.
Please, before we make the
Comments.
roll call vote, my understanding is that the adjacent properties are all already zoned multi-use corridors, that this would not be inconsistent with the zoning with the adjacent properties.
The neighboring properties owned by them, and it's rural.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the adjacent property is owned by them. Maybe Mr. Fournier can explain it better, but that area is zoned as a multi-use corridor in general.
well, in our master plan.
Master plan,
In our
right.
master plan, we're recommending that area to be, now this is one question I did have. In our master plan, we are recommending that area generally to be considered a neighborhood hub. The neighborhood hub, which we do not have a definition for in our code at all, but that is something that we did come up with a recommendation from CPEX at our master plan discussions. So considering that our master plan is recommending that style of development, that's something that we have discussed in the past, but, Mr. Brock, could you answer his question about that?
There is an underlining with the master plan as a retail, commercial, and then there is a hub on that corner. He is correct, in the property that is west of this property, Smith Tank and Steel, they are mixed use. That property is existing as are currently in mixed use. So,
Can add to that, Mr. Chairman, is that the corridor along Airline Highway, which is on the other side of the tracks, is all mixed use, right? That entire corridor is mixed use, all right?
So we're basically continuing what mixed use is. We're just bringing it across the railroad tracks along Highway 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also it's compatible with the zoning designation for Smith Tank and Steel.
Correct.
All right, yeah.
So we have a motion and a second. Can I get a vote? All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye. Do we have any opposition? Okay, we have opposition. We'll do a roll call vote. Councilman Villa?
Nay.
Nay. Councilman Miller?
Approve.
Okay. Commissioner Schexnayder, I approve. Commissioner Nasser?
I approve.
Commissioner Kluwat?
yay.
Commissioner Varnado?
Yay.
Okay, the yeas have it. It's a 5-1 vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner.
This will be passed on to the council.
Thank you.
Okay, item 7, we have a staff report.
No report.
No, nothing to report. And item 8, Commissioner Kluwat, motion to adjourn. Thank you.